I've been here before. Don't wanna draw any attention to all the crazy things that I shouldn't mention. Not really sure, but it feels like my feet are glued to the floor. Don't wanna open up my mouth, cause I'm afraid of what's gonna come out.
All right. Let's get to business. Hi, my name is Fico, and welcome to the Fico's Gaming Mind LiveCast. This is the show where we discuss games and news-related stuff and have reactions to certain things that are happening around the video game industry. We do it for about an hour and a half to about 2 hours. So thank you for joining me. We are doing this on Sundays now at 11 a.m. Eastern, and we'll do this till 12:30 to 1 p.m. A couple of announcements. As I said, I've changed my schedule, so you can catch this segment of the streams every Sunday and every Wednesday, kind of sort of giving it a chance for it to sort of kind of like generate some stuff so we could talk about every time we do this. And we're doing it every Wednesday around the evening. We're doing it at 8 p.m. on Wednesday, and then on Sundays I do it around this time. So follow me on Twitter, which is at Fico23, FicoM23. That's FICOM23. And I'll also include a future scene featuring all of this information so you guys can catch it. Of course, you could go down at the bottom below. You could scroll below this stream so that you guys can see the actual links, including my YouTube, which is youtube.com/Fico's Gaming Mind. I believe that's what it is. I'll double check it, but you could click on the big YouTube thing where it shows you that big YouTube square, and it'll take you straight there where you could see replays and reruns of every one of these that I've done, as well as go to my Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Fico's Gaming Mind. I'm still working on the Discord. The Discord I'm going to work on it later today, and I hope that maybe by tomorrow I'll be able to have this all squared away before the next stream. And now we've got a wild Saturday night approaches. Hello, Mr. Saturday. How's it going? How you doing over there? Doing good? Hope you're doing good. Hope you're having a swell day. Having a swell day. I am having a swell day. I just got done doing some adulting. I had to sweep the floors, and then I had to throw away a bunch of garbage that I didn't do when I moved in. And I still have to clear a couple of boxes, but I'm almost done. But yeah, water tank. Okay, so we're all doing some adulting here. That's good. Also wanted to before we started talking about the stuff that interested me to talking today, just wanted to point to this video. This is a video by a dude that's called Commodore Graham. Commodore Graham created a video that's called OBS Studio Getting Good Mic Audio, Compressor, and Noise Filter Settings Tutorial How To and the Guide. Now, this is the reason why you hear the updated quality. I'm going to move the camera here. If you notice, I'm now using this here. This is the Blue Yeti mic. This is the thing. I got this thing years ago. And the problem was the background audio. It was picking out a lot of background stuff. In fact, I can't return it to the original spot. Actually, one of the original problems was that I lived in an apartment complex. I live in an apartment complex now, but it's a lot more calmer and quieter. But I lived near a campus, a college, so it would be noisy during the time where I was doing videos with this microphone. And no, it was just picking up sound from through the roof, through the walls. This has very delicate drivers. Really wonderful mic. However, what I'm aiming to do is I'm aiming to incorporate a XLR microphone with this This is the Scarlett 2i2. I got this a while back, and I do want to plug in a microphone. I actually know what microphone I want to incorporate with that, but I'm going to get an arm so that I can bring it around here, and that it'll be a little more better quality microphone. Because this thing, it does the job, and but it kind of does. It's a little limiting because right now it's further away from me. But this video actually goes over how to turn the Blue Yeti microphone settings pretty decent. If you've been listening to next streams, you've also got a chance to view that sort of stuff. This is a very good video. Pro tip, about a day after he did these videos, he also updated a couple of the settings. So I adjusted those settings as well too. So I won't go over what he did. I'll let you watch his videos. I'll include links to everything here. So if you have a Blue Yeti microphone, you could totally take advantage of this and, you know, put the microphone to the test. But of course, I do want this better mic quality as well too. So, but for the moment, it's better than using this that's plugged in here. Plus, I don't have to move the microphone anymore to do this. It's a win for everyone. But, ladies and gentlemen, and Saturday night, we are not going to talk about my audio settings the whole time of the live cast. So we're going to start talking about, unfortunately, we're going to talk about microtransactions. So, unfortunately, despite how much we hate them, they're fairly successful because look at what this is. This is a notification. This is a news article that says about Activision Blizzard that makes $4 billion out of the $7.6 billion in 2017 from microtransactions. $4 million of what people pay for microtransactions is coming from Blizzard. Now, this is what it says from the investor.activision.com. It says, for the year ended to December 31st, 2017, Activision Blizzard net booking were a record $7.16 billion as compared to $6.60 billion in 2016. Net bookings B from digital channels were a record $5.43 billion as compared to $5.22 billion in 2016. Activision Blizzard delivered a fourth quarter record of over $1 billion in-game net bookings B. Why is that B there? And an annual record of over $4 billion in-game net bookings, up to $3.6 billion during 2017. And there's an edit there that says it is important to remember that this revenue is generated from a very small portion of the audience. In 2016, 48% of the revenue in mobile gaming was generated by 0.19% of the users. And it says they're going to keep doubling down here, but there's nothing to say that this won't screw them in the long run. Okay, so they're up. Despite all the negativity, despite all of everything, all the stuff that we've been saying about EA and Battlefront 2, it will not make a difference because $7.16 billion generated, and 4 of them, more than half of everything they made last year, was because of microtransactions, because of loot boxes. Now, I don't know if this is all counting Overwatch, if this is Hearthstone. Hearthstone, a lot of people are content with it because it's a card game. And technically, you do need to purchase packs similar to Magic the Gathering. Obviously, that's a thing that it's built for it to do. You have to keep that in mind. For a game like Hearthstone, I guess that's fine. There's a little bit of a gray area. It works kind of like Magic the Gathering. They always release packs and then they become obsolete later down the road, and then you keep buying packs. But this is microtransaction stuff. I bet a lot of it is also including Overwatch, which, while you can get all the loot boxes you want as long as you play and level up and you do the arcades, that's fine. But what's important here is the last thing that Deus Ex Ventus said. It said that in 2006, 48% of the revenue in mobile gaming was generated by 0.19% of users. So basically, it went up. It generated $4 billion from a small amount of people that are putting in microtransactions. So even if a bunch of people are not buying microtransactions, if a small amount of people are, they still make hand over fist. Why on earth would a publisher stop putting microtransactions if you're potentially going to be making billions of dollars? It's incredible. It is absolutely incredible. This is just amazing. Despite the negativity and despite what I'm going to be talking about in a few moments about microtransactions and loot boxes, despite all that, they are still making money hand over fist. They will never stop. They will never leave because this is all too lucrative. This is way too good of a thing to give away. That's why EA is not going to go away from microtransactions. Will not buy their games, but clearly, as it shows, it doesn't even really need. Hearthstone is free to play. Purchasing content, packs, and cards are completely optional. Yeah, that's the thing that I was kind of thinking about. I mean, you're not buying Hearthstone. I mean, you get packs, complete the events. Purchasing is completely optional. But I think that if you want to get the better packs, and I don't know if this is true, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's kind of like Magic the Gathering. You do eventually have to invest on the releases that are coming out to get competitive and get the better cards to build around a pack. I don't know if that's true or not. Now, I do know that it's optional and it's free to play. A good example would be Heroes of the Storm, because Heroes of the Storm, I have bought a lot of heroes and they've cost $0. Everything I've gotten from that game has just been from the in-game stuff that I've gotten, and they're not shoving them down your throat. They're not forcing you. And well, the problem is that is like you said, when you buy a game and you're told that your $60 isn't enough, you get people who are saying that a $60 isn't enough to return their investment anymore. Well, make better games. Because if you raise the prices of the games, you're going to lose a bunch of people. The better packs are purchased by the in-game currency, but players can buy the in-game currency. Yeah, and but as you said, this is a free-to-play game. This is how the Hearthstone economy gets around. Microtransactions is a way to keep this game going for a very long time. But how do you put in millions of dollars into a AAA game made by a big studio, and you're saying that that's not enough? I mean, the game Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice proves that you don't need a big studio to make a AAA quality game. That excuse is gone. That excuse is over. You can't tell me that we can only get a game like Horizon Zero Dawn with a AAA studio backing it behind it. You can't. Not anymore. Not anymore. Now, I do admit that a game like that could benefit more people and more hands on it, but if that game is littered with microtransactions, there's no way I would get that game. But as I said, we were going to continue to talk about that because Dino's home could very well be classifying these as gambling, because according to PC Gamer, it looks like as early as next year, loot boxes might be classified as gambling in Sweden. Now, it says here on the lower end that the country's Minister of Public Administration is calling for a closer look at the loot boxes. Now, the country's Minister of Public Administrations, and I'm going to butcher this name completely, so forgive me. Ardalan Shekarabi, the country's Minister of Public Administration, told P3 News that loot boxes could be classified as a form of gambling by 2019. And he said, "We are working to regain control of the gambling market as soon as possible and to make sure that Swedish consumer protection laws apply to all actors which conduct gambling activities." It says, under current Swedish law, loot boxes are not recognized as gambling, and so there's no way to legally regulate them. But while Shekarabi emphasized that he is seeking a closer look into the phenomena of loot boxes to examine whether there's a need to change of legalization. He said, I don't want to rule out the possibility of classifying loot boxes as gambling. He said, it is obvious that there are many people suffering from gambling addiction who also get stuck in this type of gambling and lose money because of it. Now, apparently, there are even examples. It says that there is a tale of someone that's called Oscar Hansen with 2 S's, who said that he has blown over an indeterminate amount of time of 20 to 30,000 kronen, which apparently is $2,500 to $3,700 in FIFA Ultimate Team. There is a human being who has given Electronic Arts $3,700. That's $3,700 in microtransactions on FIFA Ultimate Team. That right there, that is why Electronic Arts is the way it is. Because I don't know if this guy is what they call a whale, which is a guy who has a lot of money and puts in a lot of this microtransaction. That's the reason that he does this, that they do this, because they want to aim for this guy, this person. Oscar clearly couldn't control it. He says he's apparently been able to get his habits under control by removing his debit card from his FUT account, but nonetheless described his behavior as addicting. And per Strombach, Swedish people, of the games industry organization, wow, I'm really going to butcher this one, Data Spellbracken, agrees that it's sad to hear these stories, but suggests that the age limits on games like FIFA Ultimate Team requires players to be at least 16 and rather new laws. Although people are allowed to do what they want with their money, it is not uncommon that you spend a lot of money on an interest or a hobby. Now, if you thought that the Swedish had enough of hearing these stories, well, guess who's tired of it too? The Germans! The Germans are tired of loot boxes. And German apparently are considering a loot box ban altogether. Now, I don't agree with what the ESA, the Electronic Software Association, because of course they've got a stake in this being, but obviously they don't consider it because you're getting something back all the time. You're getting something back. I mean, never mind that it acts like a slot wheel and it uses the same predatory ways of getting people into the thrill of gambling. But another country is weighing in on the loot box gambling debate, according to Game Rant, which they report. I know. That's why I brought this one to last Saturday night, because I want you to be happy that they are considering this. Now, there is a report by the Welt am Sonntag in Germany. It's a publication that reveals that Germany's Commission for Youth Media Protection of the State Media Authorities, holy crap, that's a long name, is currently debating how best to deal with the issue. Wolfgang Kreibig, the chairman of the Youth Protection Commission, says that I think that is imaginable that loot boxes violate the ban on gambling for children and minors. Now, the German authority is set to reach a decision on the issue in March. It looks like it's this year, during which it will decide to fine game developers and publishers who include loot boxes in their games. Okay. Now, while I am a little in favor of some games having loot boxes, obviously games are being designed to get people to engage in these predatory practices. So clearly, they're doing this. Not just legislation; they're outright banning them. Apparently, now the authority may also prohibit game creators from including loot boxes in games altogether as a loot box ban. And considering Krieg's comments, any ban would likely affect games sold to minors rather than those rated for adults. And as you all know, a game like Overwatch and Heroes of the Storm, they're T for teen. Those are who they want to get. So now there's a little bit more that says that they reports that there's a study of the University of Hamburg that found that a minority of players are responsible for the majority of the loot box revenue, and that is a typical feature of gambling markets, and it is unclear whether the members of the Youth Protection Commission will consider this specific study. Now, Germany is not the only country. Apparently, even the Netherlands, as well as legislators in Hawaii, are considering this to be brought up. Now, Germany is an economic powerhouse, according to this here, as it says that it not only does it have the largest gross domestic product of any country in Europe, but its game industry is also worth about $4 billion. It's where Gamescom is also located. So, if they ban loot boxes in Germany, it's really bad. Bundesprüfzettel für Jugend vorhandenen Medien, short for BPJM. And what is that exactly? But The bottom line is we have spent a great deal talking about microtransactions, and it's clear that if they ban in Germany, that $4 billion in the game industry, it's going to cut a chunk. If it gets cut in the Netherlands, it's going to be bad. If it gets legislation over at Sweden, it's going to be bad. And guess what? It's going to probably happen here. And you know what? I do hope it happens, because people like EA need to learn that if they could do whatever they want and play us for fools, and little people like that guy who paid like $3,700 in FIFA Ultimate Team, if that's who they're after, and there's not that many people, you have to make them understand that this is gambling. And if minors can't gamble, this shouldn't be allowed. This is breaking the law. But of course, Electronic Arts doesn't care, because as I said, they got from one guy all that money, and they have and as you saw, Blizzard, they made $4 billion out of just microtransactions. So this is not going anywhere without a fight. But the best thing that I could recommend all of you to do, if you can help it, avoid games that are not built on a microtransaction economy. If you want to play a game like, say, Hearthstone, it's obviously going to require you to work an extra bit harder. Find games that have an in-game currency, so that way you're not punished for not getting them. And playing some games with microtransactions, as far as I know, loot boxes are itself not considered gambling, but the developer are obligated to make the chances of every pool public. Too bad, the developers are not obligated to guarantee your pools after a certain amount of money is put in. The thing is that they can also control how often these things happen. Let's take Overwatch, for example. They can control how much your repeats can come out. Duplicates, duplicates. There was a while where all I was getting was duplicates, and then they released a whole bunch of stuff later down the road where they made the duplicates come out less. They can also control how less or frequent or often you get the rares or the legendary stuff. They can control what goes into the formula. It's not chance if the developers can adjust the rules. It's not merely random. If the odds are always getting increased or decreased, then how is that fair? It's a gamble, essentially. Now, I consider loot boxes gambling because while you are getting a tangible thing, because the developers can control what the degrees of what you can get, and they're not forced or obligated to do that, as you said, that is a gamble. Because you're not only just playing to the random nature, the randomness of microtransactions, the random nature of the whole thing. But now you're playing with the developer's adjustments to said random generator. So it's like if you go to a casino and you are playing slots, and 1 week you suddenly were getting repeated like sevens, and then all of a sudden the other day you weren't. You don't think that could be adjusted if it was a digital one? Obviously they can do it. We've seen the Blizzard do it. Honestly, this is a big topic. We spend the first half an hour talking about microtransactions, but obviously we have to move on. But before I move on, all I have to do is say this. Microtransactions could be used effectively, and some games like League of Legends, mobile games that are free, that are pretty good, they benefit from this economy, this kind of economy. I get it. Some of these games are made for those games to prosper. But if you are a AAA game developer that has been making games for many years now. For many, many years. There is no reason why you have to include this. The only reason they are doing this is because they know that this is 0.19% of people. That is what they want. They want little amounts of whales buying these microtransactions because they know that all they need is this. Nobody's watching them. Nobody's regulating them. Nobody's telling them anything. They're going to continue to go after them. And if we continue to give money to AAA publishers, getting us AAA games and putting mobile game economies in them, it's going to get worse. It's never going to stop. And it's going to come to a point where it's the M-rated games with microtransactions are going to be rated A for adults. And they're not going to be able to be sold on Steam. That's horrible. In mobile games, the Asian developers are controlled by the law and they are not allowed to manipulate the polls after they get every information about it. That I would be in agreement. This needs regulation. Okay? This needs regulation. So, but anyway, we've spent a little bit of time talking about microtransactions, and I'm almost positive that we're going to talk about this again. So let's go to the next piece of news, which is another article from GameRant, which is apparently Bethesda has 2 big games to release before the Elder Scrolls 6. So that means that Bethesda is working on 2 big games before working on the next Elder Scrolls game. Now, responding to questions about the release date for the next Elder Scrolls title, Pete Hines, vice president of Bethesda Softworks, and I'd like to remind everybody that Pete Hines is also the guy that said that that was pushing the Creation Club, Bethesda Creation Club. You know, those mods that he said weren't paying mods, but they are paid mods. That was him, by the way. But today he's not. I don't think he's calling bullshit. I think he's just talking about what's happening. Hines first stated that much during an interview at E3 in June of last year. When he was asked by the interviewer about Bethesda's plans for the Elder Scrolls series, he responded to the question by stating that the next Elder Scrolls game was not yet in development, as Bethesda had 2 major titles in development that would release before the studio set to work on the next entry in the Elder Scrolls series. He also clarified that these 2 games were significant independent titles and not smaller projects like Fallout Shelter. Although he's also stated that was not counting such projects, other projects Bethesda might be working on. There has been speculation recently about upcoming mobile titles from the studio. And then apparently quoted by a couple of days ago, says, "'Cause BGS has 2 other big games it is going to do first." In a follow-up tweet, Hines made it clear to fans the distinction between Bethesda Softworks and Bethesda Game Studios. Recent games published by Bethesda, such as Wolfenstein 2, The New Colossus, and Prey, were not developed by Bethesda Game Studios. Bethesda Game Studios, which is the company in-house development branch, is solely responsible for the Elder Scrolls and Fallout game series, having developed every title for the franchise since the Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind in 2002 and Fallout 3 in 2008. The most recent releases were the Elder Scrolls 5, Skyrim VR, and Fallout VR, both of which is released. Now, Hines' clarification makes it clear the fact that the previous comments about Bethesda having 2 major titles in development were specifically referring to Bethesda Game Studios. In the 7 months since the interview, Bethesda has not announced any new projects or upcoming titles besides those are already known at the time, such as the release of Skyrim for the Nintendo Switch and the studio's foray to the VR market. Now, basically, what this article is saying is that the game studio, the in-game studio of Bethesda, are coming up with 2 games. They're not about publishing games. It's not like Doom and also Prey, which was done by the same people that did the Dishonored games. No, we're talking about their own games. Now, there is a game that I heard Young Ya talk about. Star something? Or Starfield, I think it's what it's called. It's the rumored about that game, apparently, that Bethesda's making. Apparently that and another game are what they are coming out with. Now, will they announce anything on E3 this year? Well, ladies and gentlemen, they have their own spot at E3 now, so I'm pretty sure they are. And I am calling it that the game is currently in development, Elder Scrolls 6. They are most definitely probably going to do a concept video for it to show you that they are working with the next game. But obviously, these 2 big games that are being brought out, it's not like Fallout New Vegas, which was made by Obsidian, but was published by Bethesda. That wouldn't be a game. I would say it'd be either another Fallout game. I don't think it's a Fallout game. Unless it is, which in that case, more power to them. And Starfield. But what would that game be? Let me know what you think. What is the next 2 games that Bethesda's probably working on right now? So we'll continue on. And the next is Monster Hunter. Yay! It has become the fastest selling game in Capcom's history. Apparently, it's shipped 6 million copies, according to that video, which is the fastest selling Capcom game in consoles histories. Now, it's kind of weird because this video is playing, but it's kind of like every bit of information that the video is putting out is located here. So basically, yes, in the 3 days it's been out, it's shipped 5 million copies, but it just recently reached. Let's stop that. That's distracting. But apparently it's reached up to Kablami! Welcome, sir. Welcome to the new experience. Welcome to a new sexy voice. I've changed the options. I now have a new audio setup. I don't know if you heard me or not. If you did, I'm sorry. It's been a scatterbrained week. But let's continue because I think this will make you happy. I was just talking about how Monster Hunter World became now the fastest selling Capcom game in its history. Now, it was announced that it sold 6 million, which apparently was the fastest selling Capcom game to date. Now, Capcom announced the milestone on its website, which was later shared on its official Twitter. Now, while units shipped isn't the same as units sold, it is an indicator of the game's popularity. It currently also beat out PUBG last time, which I'm very happy about that. Now, Capcom celebrated the release by offering a £50,000 to anyone who could produce evidence of a real-life monster. Real-life monster? While we explored in the wilds of southwest England in a bid to find a beast of our own and claim the reward, we came up empty-handed. Now, the game will continue to receive support through free updates that will include new monsters as such, and to ensure players will continue playing this as long as. And now here below, it also offers you kind of like an article about 16 things Monster Hunter World doesn't tell you, a beginner's guide, and there is another article, which I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to push this article over here, because since we're talking about Monster Hunter, I'm gonna call an audible, which is a article done by Eurogamer, which is talking about how it has so much to teach us about big budget games. Now, going over the article, it talks about how much of the debacle, about how much of the stuff that Destiny 2 that Bungie did was a lot of the attention was not on the actual game itself, but it was actually about the lethality, this turbulent relationship between the developers and its fan base. Well, it talks about how it just kinda goes to show you that, you know, you could alienate your fan base, but your fan base will never forgive you for that. So and even Destiny 1, the Destiny fan base that came from the previous game came from a fan base that was just not at all interested in just, how do I put it this way? They weren't interested in making games and content, but more as selling you stuff later on the side. Which it goes to show you that when this game came out and it got really popular in the West, and Mr. Neck is here, Mr. Neck is here, Mr. Neck is here. Hello, sir. Hello, welcome to the stream. Welcome. Oh man. I have a little bit of a heartburn. Okay, so it was talking about how this has been a 13-year-old property that has been gaining popularity over time. And apparently this has been going on since the PlayStation 2. This has a couple of videos for first-timers, and of course, a video that says 7 things that scare you about Monster Hunter but shouldn't. Okay? It says this is very accessible because it even works, even all the work done to make world more approachable. It is still a game that asks a lot of players. Now, this is according to a few people that this game is apparently a lot easier for people to get into Monster Hunter, which is it's indicated by how much damage you're doing to the monster. There's an indicator, but you can turn it off. It's still a pretty demanding game, so you know, if you want to, you know, change stuff, like you got 14 weapons that you'll learn behaviors, and encounters, it'll take about 20 minutes to beat them. You know, hunting monsters is pretty challenging, but here's the big one that I took from, and this is a quote from the article. It says, "And it's welcoming because in Monster Hunter's world, we are all in this together. It's us against them being those mighty brutes you'll find beyond the hub's gates. And it's the monsters, above all else, that are the stars of Monster Hunter. Exquisite in design, often punishing to encounter, they're imbued with a life and character that sometimes is hard to detect in other budget games." And this game just kind of going on to praising Monster Hunter more. It makes me want to get Monster Hunter even more now. Did you miss much? You only missed the 30-minute discussion about microtransactions we had a minute ago, me and Mr. Saturnight. But that's all you missed. That was, let's see, we've been streaming, so it's not much. You didn't miss much. You actually missed a little bit. But I can assure you that the best is yet to come. The best is actually yet to come. Actually, I don't know if I just posted something on the chat. This is something for you, Mr. Neck. I hope that you enjoy it. I think you might have seen it already, but this is something that I think you will definitely enjoy. You got to tell me what it is, how it is, and how you like it. But might be missing more soon, leaving my girl's place soon and heading back to mine. Might take a while. Yes, check it out. Check it out. Thanks for joining in, though. Now, Mr. Nick did say that we were we missed a little bit about the microtransactions, but it looks like esports is still a thing, where it says that there is $1 million prize pool for an inaugural NBA 2K League season. There's a season. There's a league now, which they're going to make about NBA 2K. Now, it says that the NBA 2K League will award $1 million in prize money over the course of its inaugural season, with the largest prize pool reserved for the end of the season's champions. There will be 4 opportunities throughout the season for teams to win prize money, 3 tournaments, and the league championship. All players are signed to a 6-month contract. First-round draft picks will be paid a base salary of $35,000. You could make $35,000. That's more than what you would make if you worked at a fast food joint in a year, part-time. And you can make, for 6 months, $35,000, and other players being paid $32,000 on a base salary, which means that if all you're doing is if you're just a regular member of that team and you never play, guess what? You could get paid up to $32,000. That is insane. Some people make about $40,000 a year, and they're working like 40 hours a week. It's incredible. Now, also there's a couple of things here. My face doesn't let you see it, but it says housing and benefits. In addition to base salary, players will receive paid housing for the entire season. Additional benefits include medical insurance and a retirement plan. During the season, while players are traveling, the league will pay travel costs such as housing, food, and transportation. So let's break this down for a second. Not only will you make more money playing a video game than working a real job, but okay, let's backtrack. When I mean real job, I mean traditionally getting up, bathing, going to work, interacting with people. Here, you can get paid between $32,000 to $35,000, and that's without the sponsorship, without the brands that are probably paying you as well too. If you stream, you make money as well too. But you get to go to a gaming house, free of charge. They won't. I mean, free of charge as in you won't have to pay rent. You get medical insurance, and you get a 401k. A 401k. You can actually make money and put it away in a 401k. When you travel, you are apparently able to, you get paid for your hotels, you get paid for food, you get paid for traveling. That is incredible. See, that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is the American dream. Now, we were talking about microtransactions a minute ago, and NBA 2K is one of the most heinous examples of microtransaction, and it just, well, I guess it's time to pick up NBA and drop the rest of my life. I love NBA 2K. Now, would I do that? Of course I would. However, the thing is that as lucrative as it is trying to be more of a league. So you clearly do have to put in the work. I hear that you have to play. These guys play these games like 11 to 12, maybe 13 hours a day. So they spend a whole lot of time just dedicated playing this game. I myself would like to play video games for a living if I could drop everything, play video games for a living. But I would play all kinds of video games all the time, not just NBA 2K, because I'd get tired of it. And I don't know how it'd be like if now you were playing video games to get paid instead of, you know, just for the liking of it. But I think that's just supplemental. I think you might actually like it. So, but there you go. You want to join the NBA 2K League? I'm going to include a link down below. Here, this takes you straight over to the NBA2K.com, and you get to have a chance to be a part of a league which will make you play virtual basketball and you're getting paid basically to play. But speaking of gaming, looks like for the first time in over 5.5 years, a non-Korean player is playing the Global StarCraft League in the round of 16. And Mr. Saturnite is back. I need to know why you keep getting called Crazy Chicken. But I like the nickname. So for the first time in 5.5 years, a foreigner has participated in the round of 16 in the GSL. The last time apparently was Noina, who ended up making it to the round 8. Now Scarlett is famous for being one of the greatest foreign players of all time and recently won her premier title in Pyeongchang just a few days ago, beating two-time world champion SOS in dominant fashion. She has gotten to 2 other primer tournaments finals and those before the region lock period of StarCraft 2 competition. Now, apparently, she has gained attention by being the highest earning female esports professional player ever. And who is this girl? Scarlett. Here she is. Okay, so she's a Canadian. And she gets paid overall $251,000 because I call him a Veracruzhund in German, and you know him in real life, he acts like a crazy chicken. Oh man, a good Guya. Well, no. I like Mr. Guya. He's a good Guya. Of course, I know who Ricky Ortiz is. I've actually met Ricky, and she's a kick-ass Street Fighter player. But apparently, there she is, Sasha Hostin, 24 years old. She has made a total of 251 grand, and she has become the first pro player in StarCraft to make it to the StarCraft League in the GSL. So congrats, Scarlett. For those of you who know, StarCraft is kind of where we got the big notion of pro players. So pro leagues, infrastructure, esports, that's all mainly thanks to Korea, South Korea. And now the Olympics are in Pyeongchang, so Korea is a haven. It's a haven of entertainment. But congrats to her. Neck, Crazy Chicken, I hope you like the book. All the big bucks goes towards the games that I suck at. If they have big playing comes for... Who says there isn't? There probably is. I think it's, if it were Smash Brothers, you could probably, because Smash is going back to Evo. So, but you know what? Having competitive games like that, I mean, why not? There are so many games you didn't think for a second that they would be big. But honestly, you know, it's a thing. Wish they had a Mass Effect 3 multiplayer league, at least back when it was still good at the game. Yes, when the Guya was pretty good. It can be really frustrating if you try something competitive for money. Now, that's true, But if you're going to be playing this game anyway, I'd say why not get paid for it? However, it is a difference because now you have the spotlight on you. Now you have companies on you. Now in the League of Legends, there is a team that's owned by the Golden State Warriors. There's a team that's owned by the Cleveland Cavaliers. There's a team that's owned by the Houston Rockets. There are teams that are getting money paid by sports teams because they know that this is a lucrative opportunity. This is a lucrative chance to get more money. Now, yes, it just becomes a lot about money, but really, this is never going away. Not now. At first, people were a little hesitant to call video games a sport, but let's face it, when sports teams are starting to invest in pro teams and pro players and franchising North American League of Legends series, I think you're a sport now. And it's a sport that has thousands of people that watch, up to millions of people every year. There is absolutely no way. Absolutely no way. Now, does it take away the spirit of competition? Does it take away the fun? Perhaps. Because now you're competing against other people. Now it's not about just for the fun of the game. Now it's about ego. It's about respect. It's about money. It's no longer about just you sitting down and having fun. Obviously, that's true. But I'd say if these guys are still having fun and they're not going crazy, then have at it. Have fun. But let's go and let's talk a little bit. Let's go on for the next one. And this is an announcement. This is a rumor about how Metal Gear Solid HD Collection might be coming to the PlayStation 4. Now, Armature apparently seems to have updated the portfolio, which is including the Metal Gear Solid HD Collection as a PS4 as the platform. Now, they previously ported Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3 on the PS Vita, and the headline achieved game content coming soon. Now, there's a couple of files there that are cache. Apparently, it looks like they are still doing this. I don't care. Konami is an evil company. Now, it's better than Hijinks, because Hijinks has already ported the Silent Hill HD collection terribly. So, and I honestly don't care. But anyway, there you go. If you're a PlayStation 4, you might be getting these games, but honestly, you're probably already having this. Let's see. Oh yeah, that I said that apparently that there might have been that they're coming up with they might be making the second and the third game as ports the HD collection, so for PlayStation 4. So if you like that, then great, awesome. I hate Konami. I'm not giving them more money, and besides, I already have those. I had them, and I bought them when I didn't think, when I didn't hate them. It's not only the pressure, you need huge knowledge beyond the average gamer, a lot of data mine information. Also, you know that you are not the only one. The competition is as much good as you. One mistake and everything is over. So it's pretty much like a sport. You have to train. You have to look at the meta. You have to look at which champions everybody is using. You have to study the strategies of the other teams. You have to practice. You also have scrims, which is like scrimmage games, which are playing against other teams. You have to read up on your opponents. You have to play 12 to 13 hours a day of this game every day. And some people have days off, but they also dedicate their time off to play those games. So, but yes, if you don't care, then there you go. Now, there is a article here which PC Gamer is explaining why our game sizes are getting so much bigger and why they will keep getting bigger. It talks about a lot of stuff about the crunch, about game sizes being bigger and bigger now, about, like, for instance, how Final Fantasy 15 is about 100 megs, and talking about how it causes grief because players have capped internet sizes, which means that if you download a 100 gig game and you have a 50 gig cap, then that's it, you're done. And also explains exactly what's taking the space. Now, apparently audio is a big reason why that is, why it takes up. Video has increased. The sizes of the games are now 4K, which is a bigger size now. The files have to obviously be bigger because the textures are more detailed, because the resolution is much more higher. Clearly, textures obviously is a big function of that. And this is a pretty interesting article. It's a little lengthy, but I do recommend you guys to read it because it kind of goes over a bunch of stuff that explains why games are bigger now. Some people compress stuff like Titanfall, which is only like 21 gigs to download, even though it's a 48 gig install, and explains a little bit more about that too. It's a big long article, but if you want to know, I have a little idea as to oh, you're talking about this? Oh yeah, because they talk about Witcher 3 here. Where is it that they mention here? Let's see. They mentioned Witcher 3. Okay. Yeah. It says game sizes can be confusing for the instance The Witcher 3 and Rainbow Six Siege, both 50 gigs despite one being an open world RPG and the other being a multiplayer shooter. Such comparisons indicate that the scope and size of the game, as we perceive it in terms of a world, has little bearing of install size. Vast plains built of terrain geometry and repeating grass textures appear bigger and other in our heads than they actually are on disk, while a complex gun model that's physically small in game might weigh more than we know. Now, apparently, they also talk about how NBA 2K17 is 66 gigs, which is a hefty install size, and so why would a game that takes place in NBA arenas are bigger than the entire world of The Witcher 3? Every player for every team is modeled and textured to a high degree of fidelity, whereas The Witcher 3 probably contains far fewer unique bodies and faces. And it's been pointing out when it was brought up in topic, there is a heap of motion captured animation. So there is a ton of factors that go into there. It's kind of incredible that a game like Final Fantasy 15 is 100 gigs and the very big detailed world of The Witcher is 50 gigs, it's half the size. But again, Final Fantasy 15 has more details, a world that probably has more textures. It's got all the stuff like Nvidia's grass effects, the hair effects, the fluids effects, a whole bunch of that stuff. So there is a lot of stuff that's going on beneath the hood that we don't know about, that's causing these game sizes to get bigger and bigger. More personally, it's because of the jump to 4K, which now is making games look even better. which is why if I want to play 4K, I have to get a better card. Which I do want a card, a new gaming card, but that'll come later when the needs arises. Now, here's an interesting discussion about what game failure bothered or bewildered you the most. Now, this was in the R Games forum, in the R Games subreddit, and this says, I put emphasis on failure in acknowledgement that failure can be subjective. The reason I'm asking this question is that this morning, I reinstalled Steam with the intention of purchasing Kingdom Come Deliverance next week. I was scrolling through my worryingly long list of purchased games and saw Kingdoms of Amalur listed. I brought back memories of playing the game, seemed to go completely under the radar despite being rarely very good, then disappearing entirely. If memory serves, the developer sank without a trace too, and he's not wrong. The world was massive, the combat was really fun, there were tons of quests, and the storyline was interesting with the ideas of fate's destiny and what we could do even on a predetermined path. Now, the game had everything you could hope for a single-player RPG, yet it tanked, and I can't explain why. Which game failure has confused you the most? Now, that is an interesting question. Now, I'm going to move another article that's related to Kingdom Come. Now, Mass Effect Andromeda is the one that comes to mind on the top of my head. And it looks like, Nick, you've already mentioned that, yes. Now, clearly, there are games that definitely are bewildering. One of the most bewildering ones that are talking about here in terms of the failures is they talk about Kingdoms of Amalur, but I think what I would like to maybe talk about more is where Mass Effect Andromeda was, I think, a bewildering failure. But however, when you look back, it failed basically because the game was sold as a lie. It was designed poorly. It was designed without talent. Now, I think what this means is a game that looked like it had the potential to succeed, but it didn't. Aliens Colonial Marines is a good example, but I think, again, that was a failure that was determined to happen because the game didn't look finished at all. I would put in the list Mass Effect Andromeda, but I think if I'm going to put like a bewildering failure, I'd say Lawbreakers. Because Lawbreakers was made, it looks like it's a fun game. It's tight. It looks like it's a hardcore game that's for the people that like the arena shooters. But the game clearly was just marketed to people who were supposed to be like hardcore. Its marketing was done in a way that you couldn't, it was pumped for hardcore. It was excluding a whole bunch of people. Lawbreakers was a thing where I think it was a bewildering, a failure. It could have succeeded. It could have done well. It was supposed to be a free-to-play game, and then it didn't become a free-to-play game. And then you had to pay for it. Now, the player just dropped. I mean, the player count just dropped, and I don't know how many people are actually playing Lawbreakers, but I'm almost certain that if this year Lawbreakers is still a thing, I'd be shocked. I'd be absolutely shocked. But one failure that I do like to say is also Destiny 2, which I uninstalled. I uninstalled Destiny 2. I'm not playing Destiny 2 anymore. I'm sorry. Destiny 2 is gone from my computer. I'm never playing that game again. Unless they actually change things. But it was bewildering. Battle Arena games, Hype Train. Overwatch is a good example But oh, you know what? A bewildering failure was Battleborn, because Battleborn was a game that unfortunately got dwarfed over by Overwatch, and it's not itself a game that should be compared to Overwatch. It is a hero shooter, but it's more like a MOBA. The DJ Hero series is one of those honestly surprising me, but it didn't succeed. Yeah, I know, right? And it's actually it did succeed from a Japanese. I mean, the people that made Dance Dance Revolution actually made a game that was sort of like a DJ Hero, and it was very successful, and it's successful in arcades. But I think DJ Hero caught it to where I think it was the end of the music game genre. And unfortunately, that was a phase, and I'm sad that it's gone, because I mean, DJ Hero I heard that it had really great music, but I'm also disappointed that that's gone. So these are games that, even though you have the market, you will not always succeed. So, but anyway, I think this is some news that will make Nick happy. Or you're leaving? Really? Come on, man. You have to leave yet again, at least for a while. It's been a while. Might be back during the next hour. Hope you'll still be streaming by then. Actually, I'll be streaming for another hour, and then I'm going to be streaming. I'm not going to stream for another couple of hours, because I have to actually take care of some stuff. I have to eat lunch, plus also I need to go buy some stuff that I need. I need to do a little bit of adulting for a couple of hours. Go ahead, man. Get on out of here. Go. Shoot. Get on out of here. You're going to miss this part. But anyway, apparently, I don't know anything about Kingdom Come Deliverance, but Nick is super excited. But apparently, as we were talking about file sizes, apparently this thing is getting a day one patch of 23 gigs in day one. So apparently it's going to get released next week, apparently. But apparently it looks like they're already releasing the game. But apparently Gadgets 360 got its hands on the game on PS4, but it looks like you're getting a patch that is 23 gigs in size. And it's apparently a 46 gig game. Now, it looks like it's updating the game to version 1.1, which includes better dialogue animations, improved persuasion, combat fixes, as well as tweaks and sounds. We played a bit of the game on PS4 Pro before updating, and after updating, without spoiling, the differences are palpable, making the update crucial, which I'm kind of thinking to myself, why on earth would you make a game and release it and not have it ready to launch? But anyway, it says, this is from the developers at Warhorse. It says, 4 years after our Kickstarter campaign, our game is set to be released tomorrow. The task was really big in our team, although still quite small, and we always wanted to deliver, to create the game we wanted and we believe he wanted. Before talking about some background, all of us at Warhorse would like to thank you, our community, the backers and friends who helped us to bring this dream to life. The production realities of game development means a release version has to be finalized in some time before the actual release date. We could have used this time to get some rest, or we could have used to create some additional content and sell it to you as DLC, but we went back to the version to be released and worked on it. The results are obvious. Quests are more balanced, RPG progression is smoother, the game runs faster, and every facet of the game got more polished. The drawback, of course, is most of the data in the old build was replaced and has to be downloaded as a patch, as a hefty size. It's going to take some time to download, and it's a shame. Still, we strongly believe that after 4 years wait, it will pay off a little longer. Okay. All right. So it looks like they had to get a release copy of the game. And okay. So obviously these guys needed to get this game ready. and they had to get a release copy of this game and before a certain deadline. However, it is a shame that they still couldn't find the time to get this patch done. But I'm actually happy that they're at least focusing on getting the game released to run correctly with this patch. Because they could have just done what EA did and just release Mass Effect Andromeda broken and then lose all of its glory. Now it says that here is and they clearly talk a little bit more about it. So yes, what EA always does, of course. But honestly, this is a little better. This is, to me, a little more better. You are getting a game that's getting made, and unfortunately, you just have to wait a little longer. Now, there's also Will Powers, who is a senior manager for marketing and PR at Deep Silver, and he says, so let me stop the rumor mill dead on its tracks before everyone continues jumping to conclusions. The way I've been told that the engine works is that it takes the entire game and it separates the PKG or the ISO into 2 gig archives. If during the patch if during a patch you so much as alter a 1 KB text file within any of these 2 KB archives, then you need to re-upload the entire 2 gigabyte portion. That being said, this is a major patch that improves overreaching mechanics throughout the game, so it touches almost of all of the 2 gigabyte archives in the entire game. Essentially, you are having to re-download the game to replace the existing files. It shouldn't stack them and inflate in your hard drive, but rather replace the previously downloaded build files. With disk versions, it can't replace the files from the disk. It does replace the digital downloads, though. Okay, so either way, your game is not ready for launch. But at least you guys are fixing it the minute you put the game. So, no, I'm not happy that you guys did this, but okay. It's better than what EA does, which is, it's better than nothing. Oh, no, wait, that's Concept. They're both scum. Anyway, a quick bit of interesting news here. Apparently, Take-Two says that GTA Online was the single largest driver for the recurrent customer spending. Yes, GTA Online is guilty of microtransaction culture, and because of that, they are now 90 million units sold worldwide. Yeah, the BFJM for short. I'm sorry that he missed it, but yeah, we always seem to catch him on a bad time. He did tell me last night he was having breakfast, and he was going to be with his girl, and then later on he was going to do stuff. So, but that's all cool. So 90 million copies, very nice. Very impressive. And of course, the driver is microtransactions. So there we go. We're going to move on a little bit quicker here because there is a video that I want to react to. Next bit is that Dragon's Crown is going to get relaunched as Dragon's Crown Pro on May 15th in the Americas and Japan. And Dragon's Crown is a side-scrolling. It's like a RPG side scroller, kind of like Golden Axe. It was released a while back, and it's going to get a PlayStation 4 port, which is going to launch at 50. But it's already 6 p.m. in our time. There's no time for breakfast anymore. Yeah, it was earlier. It was 8 p.m. and it was pretty late last night for you guys. So I think he had already been doing stuff. So I think he was just ending his time there. He had to get home. So I understand. But the port is going to include 4K resolution support, the entire soundtrack, which is newly recorded by a live orchestra, cross-play with the PlayStation 3 and Vita versions. Wow. And both English and Japanese voiceovers. And apparently, it's even launched a something about a Dragon's Crown Valentine's site, which you could create an e-card to send to your special someone. Aww. This is another reason why I want a PlayStation 4. I'm sad that there is still a thing as console exclusivity. I wish that would just die so we could get versions of these games. I understand why they're still doing it, but profitable, I just wish that they would just make these games for all the consoles. So but you can't always get what you want. All right. We're a little past the halfway point. So the next bit is that this is from the Reddit for the Xbox One Reddit page, discussing what are the Play Anywhere titles that are available on Game Pass. Just in case you was wondering, I did a cross-analysis of the games on Play Anywhere and Game Pass. Play Anywhere titles can also be played on PC, which includes Crackdown 3, Gears of War 4, Halo Wars, Halo Wars 2, ReCore, Riptide GP Renegade, Sea of Thieves, State of Decay 2, and Zoo Tycoon. So the Game Pass is this is that subscription in which you pay a couple of bucks every month, and then you get a subscription, a couple of games you can play. Well, basically, here. There you go. You get to play them on PC too. So that's pretty neat. And that's a pretty interesting arsenal of games like Gears of War 4 and a whole bunch of other games. I do hope they start incorporating others because I would like to play those games on the PC. If they run on the PC, that is, we'll see. I don't know how well they will run, but it's weird because you're downloading those games. Those games download as an application, not as a game. But I guess the game is an application. I don't know. It's very, very strange. For you Fortnite fans, we're transitioning a little quicker here. There has been a technical postmortem on last weekend's service outage. And apparently, this is an indicator that Fortnite has 3.4 million concurrent users. So, wow, I played Fortnite and I played Fortnite Battle Royale. I'm enjoying that very much. It's free to play. I've been given a copy of the actual game by my friend Matt as a gift. So, thank you. And 3 million players, that's not half bad at all. So, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to skip a couple of things here. This was a Kotaku article, which we're going to talk about the next game from the makers of Faster Than Light, or FTL, which is called Into the Breach, which is kind of like FTL, Advanced Wars, and XCOM all crossed together. And the premise is that you are controlling a gang of 3 time-traveling mech pilots that must defend a cluster of islands from a couple of alien invaders. So you go into a bunch of small turn-based battles, and your goal is going to vary from mission to mission, in which your main task is always to protect the buildings. Every time the building is damaged, you take a hit in your power grid. It is essentially your overall health. And then it reaches 0, and it explains a little bit more down here. I do like FTL. FTL is very, very hard to play. It's a roguelike. So, honestly, not sure. I'm not sure if I'm sold, but it's a game from the creators of FTL. So, I'd say if you like FTL, you might want to give this bit of news here. So. Now, ladies and gentlemen, join me. We had to skip a little bit because we're cutting into the hour and a half in a bit, and I noticed that I still have a bunch of stuff to talk about, but we're going to react to a video. So let's see. Now this is in the English language, so obviously.
いるんだろ元13機関
Yes!
随分な言われようだな。
だってノーバディを引き連れてるのは元13機関だろ
Wait a second, that's not Haley Joel Osment. That's not Haley Joel Osment. Who is that? What voice is that? Which anime is this guy from?
ああ新13機関ってのにも入ってるのか
私は新13機関のマールーシャ。
I can't read the subtitles because the camera's in the way.
久しぶり知ってる
No, yes you do. The Sixth Sense anime.
お
Yes.
前の記憶になくても、私はお前のことをよく覚えている。
Oh my god, are we gonna have to play Kingdom Hearts 2.9 and a half, 3% fat vegan edition to know what this story is about? Ha! Toy Story! We're going to the Pixar universe.
今日こそあの黒いモヤモヤをやっつけるぞ
That's not Tom Hanks!
作戦開始だ
That's not Tim Allen!
ワンツー待て
真心込めて脅かし
We care. Monsters Inc!
危ない
Sully! Sully! It's Sully!
あいつらは一体
That's not John Goodman!
だ
うわまずいよサーリーこんなとこ
That's not Billy
や
Crystal!
れたらこんにちは俺は
What is Sora? Oh my god, they look hideous! Look at them, they look so hideous!
空だよ
君は人間を見ても平気なんだ。
Mike Kowalski! Mike Wazowski! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! That is adorable beyond. Oh! Oh my god, that was adorable.
違うよブー俺がマイクだよ
Why is the little girl talking in English and everyone else is in Japanese? This is weird.
俺はサリーでこいつは
知ってるってマイク・ワゾースキーだろ
Ah, here we go. Here's some gameplay footage.
やそれ
There we go, baby. Well, this looks pretty freaking cool, though. Oh, here we go.
そりゃた
Where are we? Wait! Wait! That dude! Let's go back. Let's go back. Hold on. Oh, this is... Hey! That's Rapunzel! That's Rapunzel! Yeah! It's from Tangle, it's Rapunzel! And Fiddick! Okay, this is cool. Wow, we're getting... No, no! No, no, no! No, 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 no. Please do not take me back to the Little Mermaid. Please do not. No, no, I am begging you. No, no more. No, 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 no. Do not take me back to the stupid Little Mermaid place. I do not want another musical level. Okay, I'm done. Let's keep going. What the heck?
それはや
Where are we? Oh my god, it's a teacups! Oh wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. Oh no, 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 no. Oh my god. You have a teacups attack! You have a teacups attack! Oh my god. No, I don't. I don't like the musical levels. No, the music is stupid. No, I don't like the musical levels. Not at all. Okay, so... What a Buzz Lightyear! Oh, this is so cool! Look at this! Oh my god, this is awesome! Oh my lord, are you... Oh lord, this looks awesome! Wow. Wow. Look at, these are like different twin yo-yos. So it's like you could, like different weapons. Oh, that's from Dream Drop Distance. What? You don't know what this is? Go play Dream Drop Distance, another tie-in. Uh-oh, here we go. This is Roxas. This is Sora's nobody something, whatever. Vanitas! That's who he is, Vanitas.
そんなところに隠れていたとはな。俺の心の斬新。
Ventus? Is Ventus a reincarnation? Is he a reincarnation? Is Sora a reincarnation of Ventus? Is Ventus alive? Is that what this game is trying to tell me? Is that Ventus from Birth to Sleep Sora? But Sora was in Dream Drop Distance in the no, don't do it. Pico, don't do it. The story is convoluted and confusing. Okay. However, here's a good part continues. You want to ignore that Gandalf that's at the bottom that my body is not ready yet, but this is from Square Enix's Twitter page and the Japanese, and this is translated, and it says here, very dear, Kingdom Hearts 3 release date is checked at E3. So, guess this, you're gonna get E3, this year at E3, we're gonna get a release date. Finally! For Kingdom Hearts 3. A game that has literally taken longer to make, almost as longer as Final Fantasy 15, and it's not gonna get it's the PC port of this game, of this Final Fantasy 15 is gonna come out before this game is finished. Ventus was the original, Roxas is Ventus's nobody, and Sora is Ventus's heart. Ventus's heart. Sora is Ventus's heart. Heart? His heart? So Sora is... So... What's Ventus's what's Ventus's heartless then? So Ventus is the original. This is gonna get confusing. Ventus is the original. And Vanitas is his heartless, and Roxas is his nobody, and Sora is so you're telling me that Roxas and Riku and Kairi, they're not real people either. They're hearts that belong to people where you know, like, you know how Kairi and Namine, I think she's her nobody. So then that means that Aqua might be Kairi's heart. Kairi might be Aqua's heart. And then there's a heartless somewhere that's her too. Right? This story, I tell you, is the most convoluted crap I have ever seen in my life. This game's story never ends. Even with this game. It's incredible. It's incredible how the third game is gonna get announced at E3 this year, and people are like, what is even the story? But we are almost done. So let's finish on, because I want to finish. So anyway, this is a development diary, a dev blog from the people that made the game Rust, which apparently the game got a full release, leaving early access. Telling you how the procedural generation has improved, the graphics and consistency has improved, how the game has shifted slowly and it's now become why it was needed and why it was completed. New stuff all over the place, giving you a lot of information of everything that has happened and improved throughout the years that it was being made by a small group of developers. Now, this is a big, extensive, like, I've seen Rust go through a very long development cycle. As you can see, if you scroll down, the differences of tree imposters, of the improvements of them, all of this here, and as you can see here, there are the develops ups at adding all these improvements. Talk about them. This is very, very cool. I do like when early access people finally release these games. It's kind of weird that these games that have been on early access for so long, and that's kind of why I don't like early access all too much. But when they get released, they're always open about it. That's why I want to get Subnautica, because Subnautica was an early access game that is now complete, and now it just looks incredible. So that's pretty awesome. And but anyway, let's finish up let's finish this up by talking a little bit about a couple of smaller things that are happening, which is how rumors are that apparently Bandai Namco is working on Metroid Prime 4. Paul Bowerbank, can you look at my stream and tell me if you think I'm a good Rubik's Cuber? We'll look into that in a little bit, but thank you for dropping by. I wanna actually, you know what? I'm actually kind of curious. Paul Bauer. All right. Let me lower this to a bit. I do see that you've got the solved Rubik's cubes there, so I'm gonna keep picking a little bit here or there. So anyway, yes, apparently these are oh wait, hold on. He's doing it now. Oh wow. I'm sorry. But this guy is distracting. I can't focus because this guy is doing Rubik's cubes. Jesus Christ. He must have finished. Oh wow. And I think he's got it. I think he's got it. Does he have it? Does he have it? Is he finished? Jesus Christ. Oh no, he's lost. Oh no. Oh, dang it. Oh man, he was on a roll there. But anyway, I'm gonna kind of keep an eye on that here. But anyway, the last time that Nintendo gave their property for somebody to make a Metroid game, it was Other M, and it didn't turn out being all that good. But Metroid Prime is a game that I've loved and adored for all the time that I've been watching and playing these games. Metroid Prime trilogy is a good. They've incorporated the actual motion controls, which I thought was pretty cool. It's being made by Namco Bandai. So, well, let's see if since speculation, Metroid Prime 4 is previously announced, and I'd expected for a studio like Retro Studios to do it, but then again, having Namco Bandai make the game, it could work. So let's see if we give it a chance. Wait, you did? Ah, there we go. He did it. Woo! Yeah! Awesome. Yeah! Awesome. Good job, man. Awesome. Good job, bro. Awesome work, man. I cannot solve a Rubik's Cube to save my life. I cannot do it. I know there's a trick. But I cannot. Wow. Holy crap. So anyway, as Mr. Paul Boerbank is it looks like he's doing an easier Rubik's Cube. This one definitely wouldn't take too long, but even so, I think even I would have issues solving this Rubik's Cube. I know that there is a formula. You have to kind of find a trick. I know there's a trick to solve it really quickly. They taught that trick to me, but I just completely forgot that trick. So, oh, you did it again! Look, I'm impressed, man. Awesome job. Awesome work. So this is a development crew called Tiny Build. I think they made There's No Time to Explain, because I could tell. I mean, this is like There's No Time to Explain. So they announced that they were going to do 6 game announcements, and at first I was only going to talk about that, but they've since announced the games that are coming out for the Switch. And the games are The Final Station, which is a game where it takes you on a journey through a post-apocalyptic world where your goal is to get from station to station, putting together the bigger picture of what happened. Pretty impressive that the game... these are 6 independent games that are coming for the Switch. The Switch's lineup just keeps growing before our very eyes. A game called Cluster Truck, which is apparently a chaotic physics transformer where you play a floor is lava while jumping on trucks driven by terrible drivers. Amazing concept. Punch Club, a game called Party Hard, Streets of Rogue, which apparently it says it's like mixing Nuclear Throne, which I love, with Deus Ex mixed with the Anarchy of GTA mixed with Deus Ex, and it's a roguelite. Oh my lord. Good. Oh, he did it again. Paul, incredible work, man. Awesome. This guy is a beast. And of course, Hello Neighbor. Hello Neighbor is coming to the Switch. Hello Neighbor, I saw Markiplier play it. This game is insane. Apparently, I hear that this game is not that good. Apparently, a lot of it is YouTube hype. Don't know if that's true, but 6 more games are coming for the Switch. And it's incredible. Six more games. Now, last time we talked about fighting games, we talked about how apparently in Evo, Capcom, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite will not be at Evo, but apparently it won't even be available at the Capcom Pro Tour. I think this is an indicative that Capcom doesn't even really care about Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite anymore. This is a game that was heavily... it is It is entrancing, isn't it? I keep looking at the announcement, but this guy solving the Rubik's cubes are just like it's like it's so like mechanical. Good job. Oh my God, Paul, I have to ask you a question. Have you worked with the bigger ones, like the ones that have even more grids? Because that, I mean, I can't do the smaller ones. So, incredible. So you all know that when I last did this, they announced that Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite was not going to be at EVO, but apparently it's not even going to be on the Capcom Pro Tour, because it launched in September 2017, making it too late to join the Capcom Tour that year. Instead of a separate event known as Battle of the Stones was created, injecting a few unique gimmicks to mix the game's first official championship tournament. And apparently it seemed like Link was going to get invited, but apparently these expectations were only increased when they accidentally released a proposal by John Diamond, which is Senior Director of Licensing and eSports, stating that Capcom Pro Tour will incorporate Infinite as on a yearly basis. Not yet, but just bought a 6x6 arriving next Friday. Oh, that is awesome. That is awesome. But apparently, it looks like while announcing that the first two stops of this 2008 circuit, the Capcom Pro Tour made no mention of Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, a Capcom rep confirmed to compete that it wasn't an oversight, that it is focused on Street Fighter recent arcade edition, and that the Capcom Pro Tour being on the Capcom Pro Tour is important because the developers provide additional prize money for participating events, and that the tournament of the Capcom Cup is a perfect capital year of a competition. Now, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite has had problems. However, it seemed like it looks like it's all of Capcom's doings, like the release, the development, the lack of the game's roster, the lackluster. It was rushed. It seemed like now they're just completely abandoning the game. It's incredible how a game like Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite is now become Street Fighter Cross Tekken, which is a game that looked impressive, filled with gimmicks, but it was a game though that I was very excited for, and it got dropped like that. But a Marvel vs. Capcom game, which has been at the fundamental of EVO, of what made EVO interesting in the first place, not even being there is quite incredible. Now, I'm not going to touch too much on this article because I recently talked about the SNK Heroines Tag Team Frenzy, but there is something that Yasuyoki Oda said about the sexualization. Very impressive. He's still just killing it with the Rubik's cubes. It's incredible. It is incredible. Man, Paul, you got to tell me if you like this stream, let me know, and give me a follow if you like. We'll have more of these streams later down the road, and I'll also be streaming gameplay later on Final Fantasy 12, the Zodiac Age, working on that game. Now, it looks like the SNK brand has had to like a roller coaster, but the game's producer, Yasuyoki Oda, talked about the game trying to resonate to modern audiences, but the things that I want to focus on are the highlighted sections, which is what Game Informer asked. Culturally, where do you think this game actually fits with a modern, more broad gaming culture? There has been backlash against games of this type, that kind of flirt with sexuality as a driving force. Do you think this game follows in that? Do you think it bucks that trend? And Oda says, there is exposure of female parts, but we don't feel like it's overly sexualized. If it's there, but it is there, but we want to push the cute aspect of things, the elegantness of women, and we feel like we are able to call the people that would bash this game for there being too much exposure. And then the Game Informer person asked, do you feel that the game, with reference to sexuality, tends to respect the characters? Mai has always been a very sexualized character, but for example, Leona hasn't. She's been a very stoic character, and yet in this game she's wearing a cat suit in a thong. What would you say to a fan that was loved the character for years, but sees this and doesn't jive with what they know of that fighter? And he says, there's a reason they are wearing these costumes. They're not just wearing these costumes because we want them to. There's a full story behind it, which we can't really go into details about at this moment. But if you play the story, I think our fans will better understand why they were put in this situation. We made an effort to make sure that the image of our characters will stay the same even after people play this game. Now, why do I highlight this? Because apparently there are still people that are out there who think that when game developers sexualize female characters, apparently that disempowers women, that it hypersexualizes. And apparently, according to certain critics, the way we see video game characters apparently is how we see women in real life, even though video games don't cause violence, don't cause people to become rapists, don't cause people to become certain different kinds of people. But apparently nowadays we live in a world where you have to explain why your game has sexy characters in it. And I don't think that it matters. Look, the gaming industry for fighting games is predominantly male. It's a market. That's what they're catering to. They like that characters are sexy, like Mai. They like characters like Leona. And they like characters that are put in these games to be that way. And if you don't like it, don't buy the game. But don't demand that the developers cater to you, the guy that's not playing this game, or the girl that's not playing this game, because the game doesn't fit the idea that a woman should be. Kablami, Paul, my boy Kablami, I think I've lost him. You've mesmerized him with your amazing Q powers. Oh, hold on. I think you win. But it's incredible, man. It's incredible. You are, I'm watching you solve them over and over and over. I'm still baffled and amazed. But the last bit of news that we have for today. Oh, but anyway, I'd like to put one more point, and that is that okay, we're gonna continue to see this in the gaming industry. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Oh, welcome to the party. It's weird. I haven't gotten the notification yet. Supposed to have it. Supposed to. There may be something going on with StreamLabs, but we'll keep going. So anyway, but thank you for the follow, Paul. I really appreciate it. You are a master cube solver. So there he is. La da 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 da. Mr. Paul, I'm gonna follow you. I'm gonna follow you in just. Actually, you know what? Bam. I just followed you as well. Everybody, I'm gonna include Paul's link as well of the stream. I'm gonna actually write that down. Paul Bauer Bank. I'm gonna include his stream link at the bottom so you guys could give him a follow, because he'll mesmerize you with his cube solving skills. Incredible. And of course, I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of a piece of information for the second game for Ni no Kuni 2. It's going to run at 4K 60 frames per second on HDR, PlayStation 4 Pro. The game is going to take about 40 hours to complete, plus the side content. I'm going to leave a link where it's going to show you the demo walkthrough. This is an article that's telling us about the kingdom building and the managing system. And of course, a lot of stuff for Ni no Kuni 2. I did hear that the people who are working with this game also want a PC port of the first Ni no Kuni game. Level 5 is a really great developer. These guys are awesome, and I do hope that this game does come out on PC too. But at the very least, if they're not going to make a PC port, at least remaster this game for the PlayStation 4 so I could get both of these games. So anyway, that is the last bit of news for today. I'm going to leave all the links down below, including the latest ones for the Scarlet Profile, Paul Bauer Banks stream. I'm going to include all of that for you all to see. He is an incredible Rubik's Cuber, and I'm still mesmerized by it. I have to stop watching for a little bit, but yes, if you guys have any comments or any thoughts about this particular any of the articles or anything that we talked about today, let me know in the comments down below. Earlier we talked about microtransactions. I like to get your opinions on microtransactions. If you guys want to follow me on Twitter and Facebook, my Twitter is FicoM23. That's Fico, FICOM, as in Mike 23. My Facebook is Fico's Gaming Mind. It's facebook.com/Fico's Gaming Mind. I don't have a Discord yet, but I'm getting that created. I'm building it, so hopefully I could understand. I want to be able to build it, but make sure that nobody's administrating it except myself. So I do only want to be the administrator. And also, I'm going to use that as a place for maybe you guys can see articles that you guys would like me to talk about, or videos that you would like me to see. We'd like to get the interactivity to have a little bit more going on. So that's why I'd like to get the Discord going. And also, if you guys want to see reruns of everything that I've done and every live cast, you could go to my YouTube channel and it's right there. I'll be sure to join your Discord when you manage it. Oh man, I think Kablami has just become your #1 fan. I'm your #2 fan, but Kablami is definitely your #1 fan. He's absolutely mesmerized by the magnificence of that Rubik's cubing. so I am. But anyway, thank you for the follow. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Every follow means the world to me. And you know what? I am going to be signing off now. I'm going to be off for a couple of hours. And when I come back, I will be streaming Final Fantasy, the Zodiac Age. My goal is to start streaming either at 3 p.m. Eastern or 4 p.m. Eastern. I do have to just step away and do some stuff. I gotta buy some things. I will be back. However, I do appreciate you guys for watching, and I want his Rubik's cubing magnificence to never end. But I do have to step away. I've been about 2 hours now, so I do appreciate everybody for joining in, for the follows, for the likes, for the comments. And as always, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm going to leave you right here. I'll see if I could get to your going for tea, but I will join stream later. Thank you again, Paul. Thank you so much. And Mr. Saturday Night was lurking for a bit. Thank you for joining me as well, too. And well, thank you for joining me, Kablami. I do appreciate it. Even if you can't join me later, I do appreciate you joining in today. It means the world. I'm happy that I'm so happy you interact in the chat. I always ask for people to interact, and it's always fun. So you guys all have a good day, good night, wherever you guys are. And I will put an end to this. I will be adding a link to Mr. Paul Bauerbank, aka the Rubik's Cube King of Rubik's Cubes. So I will oh, he's leaving. Bye. Everybody say goodbye to Mr. Paul. He's going for a tea. So I will be getting another refill of water. Oh, okay. Hey, you know what? That's fine, man. That's fine. I'm not privy to the lurking. I guess lurking just means you're just watching, but you're not interacting, or that you're watching just to watch this gameplay. And that's totally cool, man. I dig people who just come in, drop by, and check out and see what's going on. So So anyway, I'm also going to be creating an update scene. I'm going to be creating, I'm going to try to see if I could create like a slideshow. Like, you know how I've got this and this and this. I'm going to try to see if I could get one that flips through channels. I'm going to be doing Final Fantasy. I am on the Eastern time. So right now it's 1 p.m. My goal is to be Supreme Devil. Hey, what's going on? What is going on? Oh, man. Thank you for joining. Thank you for coming in, dropping in. I just got concluded. I just got done, but my goal tonight is I'm going to be, we're going to do a couple of things for a couple of hours, and I'm going to be streaming Final Fantasy 12, the Zodiac Age, around I'd say between 3 to 4 hours. Keep an eye out on my Twitch page because I'm going to be updating when exactly I'm going to be getting on. It's either in the next 3 or 4 hours. I got so bored, so I joined your stream. I'm new here. Well, hello, Supreme Devil. I'm so happy. You nowadays think, hello, everybody. Wow, why isn't there so many people joining when I'm done streaming this part? Well, anyway, what I just got done doing was what I do is what it's called the Fico's Gaming Mind LiveCast, which is basically what I do is I go over a couple of things that are happening throughout the industry, like news articles and stuff like that. I am going to be playing a rerun of this, but I do know their way. Oh yes, I do know their way. I know their way. This is the way. This is where the queen. One of these articles has the queen. There's the queen. This is the queen. The highest paid esports player. Scarlet is the queen. Let's everybody join hands and honor the queen, Sasha Hoyson. And yes, you have yes. What's your question, Supreme Devil? What you got? So yes, so what I did was I just give my impressions of articles like this, talk about stuff that's being rumored, and give reactions to videos. Like today we watched the Kingdom Hearts 3 D23 Expo one, talked a little bit about stuff from the developers of the game, Rust, stuff about game sizes in games, a whole bunch of different stuff here. So what's the question? Oh, is the game Left 4 Dead available on PlayStation 4? I do not think it is. I don't think Left 4 Dead is available there. Let's see. Left 4 Dead is on... This game is a pretty old game, but according to... okay, so... The platforms are, looks like the platforms are Microsoft Windows, Xbox 360, and OS X. So it's not on PlayStation 4. Is it? Maybe it's Left 4 Dead 2. Let's check out the sequel, Left 4 Dead 2. Maybe Left 4 Dead 2 is available on PlayStation? Maybe. Let's take a look. Left 4 Dead 2. Let's go for Left 4 Dead 2. Left 4 Dead 2 says it's available on Microsoft Windows, Xbox 360, Linux, and OS X. Yeah. I think the reason is, this game is definitely not, I don't think it is on PlayStation 4. I kind of wish it was, because that was sort of would be a great way to, because right now if you look at a lot of these games, that if they're on PlayStation 4, they've had like PlayStation 4 reviewer sites, and none of these have them. So I'm afraid not. So yeah, but that game is great. I love Left 4 Dead 2 and Left 4 Dead 1 as well. I love both iterations of the game. Unfortunately, if you have a PlayStation 4, I don't think that you can get this game. Sorry, man. I do wish that one day they do like what they did with the Orange Box. You all remember the Orange Box when they released Half-Life 2 Team with all of its content, Team Fortress 2, and Portal all in one pack. Well, maybe they need to do a repeat, like an Orange Box for the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One, which will include all the Left 4 Dead games, the 2 Portal games, all of the Half-Life games. Maybe something like that remade Half-Life game. I forgot what it was called. Black Mesa. Maybe they could license that crew and then just get that game. And also, I might stream PSVR tomorrow as well, but I might be out, so I don't know. Well, I will be keeping an eye on you. Definitely. Actually, I forgot to do something. Hold on. I'm gonna follow you again, and I messed up on. Okay, hold on. Yeah, live notifications. There we go. I'll get live notifications. There we go. So yeah. I mean, I would love to see a resurgence of Left 4 Dead. Get it brought back. Maybe make another game. But I think Valve is making money hand over fist, making money hand over fist with all of their like stuff like Counter-Strike and Counter-Strike Go, Dota 2's internationals, making a bank money hand over fist. So when will... Thank you! Thank you so much. I really appreciate the follow. Thank you. Oh man, thank you. You guys are all awesome. I feel so bad that you guys are joining in. I kind of feel like I want to do the whole thing all over again, but just like that chick in Mass Effect Andromeda, that her face is tired. My voice is tired too. My voice is tired. I'm dead inside. But anyway, okay, to answer Kablami's question, I do plan on what PC do I use? Ooh. Okay. I'll answer that question for you right now. CPU. Okay. I'll answer that question for you right now. It's not so outdated, but basically, what I use is I'm basically on a I'm on an Asus Sabertooth 990 FX. I'm on a Asus board. I also am on an AMD FX 8350 Vishera. I'm on an 8-core processor that's running right now at it's running at 4.2. It could go up to 5.0 if I increase the processing. I also have an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 970, for the Win edition. I got that a few years ago. And as for memory, I've got four sticks of G.Skill DDR3 memory for 16 gigs. I have a... how do I donate? Oh my god, really? Oh my god, I'm so touched. I don't know what to say. Donations, I don't know if you could set them up until you get like 50 followers, until you become an affiliate. Actually, I want to know, I'm going to research that a little bit here. When can you give? Because I don't know if Twitch allows you to get donations at us until you reach a certain threshold. I don't know if I would have to verify that, but how, I am definitely going to set that up as well. I don't have that set up as of yet, but the fact that you want to is just absolutely incredible. No, it wasn't there. It isn't there yet. I've only been doing this every day for about a month. Yeah, I've only been doing this for about a month, a little over a month. I've only been doing it since late December last year. So I still have questions I'm still figuring out, but focus. But when I get that information, I will definitely include, I'll set up a I think you're eligible for donations. Well, okay, I really do have to go, but I'm just kind of curious. This when can I receive donations for Twitch? Okay, let's see. Let's see here. It says, hello, I recently started streaming and a lot of my viewers have said that they like to donate, but I'm confused as to how it's done. From what I gather, I need to verify a PayPal address and a donation button. I've done this, but after reading further into the matter, I found many people who say donations are unsafe and people can charge back the money. Sorry if I'm making no sense, but my basic question is, are donations safe and how should I go setting up a donation system? Now, according to this, it says donations are a headache and a half to deal with. I do have to go because I did started streaming about almost 2.5 hours ago. But you know what? I'll hang here for a little bit here. So let's see. Donations are not gifts. You're required to report them in your income tax. The PayPal donate button is designed for registered nonprofit organizations and registered charities. If you use this, your local tax body may become very interested. Chargebacks. People will donate, then void the transaction or open a dispute claim for a variety of reasons. One of the most harmful for you personally is a large donation chargeback where the penalties and processing fees come out of your pocket and income addition is low. So in other words, donations are a big thing that I have to definitely look into. So as soon as I look into that, I'm gonna look into this. I've written down a whole bunch of things I want to improve on my channel, but I'll definitely look into this. And also, this is from about 3 years ago, so things might have changed. And there is I think there's a better article, I think, and there is a stream setup page. Did you? Could you ping it to me? Twitch tips and oh man. Oh well, all right, definitely. Okay, so. Because I think what I saw is that you have to reach a certain tier on Twitch in order to start receiving them. And then what happens is I think you then set that up. But it says Looks like Twitch Pals. Everything you need to know about chargebacks. Apparently, chargebacks are a big problem because some people that donate and then they take them back, the chargebacks are something that charge you for the donations. So that's not a good thing. Also, as well, if it's too much of a hassle, I do want to eventually check that out. So yeah, you get a fee. You do get a fee. You have to get you get a fee if there is a chargeback. So that's a thing. So, but anyway, there is a tutorial. There are tutorials all over the place. But bottom line, guys, is I'm doing this for fun, but I do want to do this more and more and more. So if there is a way that donations can be set, I will definitely find it. I'll find a way, and I'll find a way that it is worth having the investment in, because I don't just want to have donations in the system just so that I could say, oh, I'm a streamer now because I have a donate button next to it. I want to do it because I want to because you know it's a good way to, you know, like have like another source of income. But I mean, I really do appreciate you, Supreme Devil, for being interested in donating. But right now I have to look into it a little more. But it is something. It is another thing that I'm learning from Twitch, as well as the rest of the stuff of how to make the rest of the stream more engaging. So that's a thing that I want to do. Yeah, I know. I said I was leaving. The thing is, Saturday night, is that when you left, like 3 more people just came in before it ended. Okay, here we go. This turns off after a while. So, I was hoping when this will actually turn off. This is actually a pretty cool. I'll add a link. I know. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. Add hardware info. Yeah, I'm gonna fill my area. I'm gonna fill my area all over my page with information all over about my hardware. And of course, this guy Supreme Devil started to follow me, and he said that he was interested in like donating, and it turns out donating is a little bit of a pain. But anyway, now I am leaving. Now I am leaving. I really do have to leave. If I stay here, I'm just not gonna get anything done. But as I said, I'm gonna come back in either 3 or 4 more hours, and I will I'll have something for you guys. I'll do some Final Fantasy 12, the Zodiac Age streaming. That stream will be a longer one. I do plan on doing this for a couple of extra hours. And then I'll leave for dinner, and then I'll do a little bit more later down the road. So we're going to be doing some streaming, heavy streaming today and tomorrow. So my voice is starting to give out, so I will be taking the last sip of water. Thank you so much for Paul Bowerbank and Supreme Devil. I encourage you and urge you to oh, thank you. Okay, so I got the setup here.
Today I'm going to show you how you can.
Okay, so I'm gonna set that. I'm gonna watch that video later. Oh, whoa, come back. I'm gonna watch that video later. What the heck? I look so terrible. There we go. Now you can see my face. So I'm gonna look into this a little bit later, but I do want to occasionally for later, if it starts to happen, I could set up like a donation button. So, but it is a thing that I haven't given much thought, pretty much at all. But thank you, Mr. Paul, for providing that link. I am going to definitely look into this here, and I'm going to look at other examples. I'm going to look at other other streamers, and also I do have a streamer that I have been. Okay, this is off. It's out of battery, so I guess 2 hours in medium is the max. So I'm gonna charge this for tonight. But anyway, I'm going to look at that video, and I'm going to look at other videos, and I am going to talk to Miss Trombonis. Miss Trombonis is a really cool streamer, and I've included her at the bottom, so you guys should totally go check her out. Let me see if I can find her stream. A super chat as well? What's a super chat? Because that's interesting. Like maybe because I am setting Discord. I'm setting Discord up, so that maybe is like a place to have a chat. And also I've only got like 2 monitors, so keeping a track out of everything seems pretty pretty weird. But I am using SLOBS, so if it's an option for that, I could add it. But I also don't want to clutter the stream, because I want people to be able to see the gameplay. I want people to focus on the gameplay. I don't want like too much distractions. But I will look into super chat, because anything that will make the streaming experience more fun for you guys is my goal. That's my ultimate goal, is to you guys are having fun. So anyway, I will look into super chat, and I'm also going to be looking at other ways to improving the stream. Paul, thank you for that suggestion. Thank you for the link, and thank you for the follow. And I am, so people can spend money and have your chat go straight on stream. I've actually did that before on xSplit, like having the chat in the corner. There is a thing on the editor. There is a thing on the editor that I can add a source, and it's something's called the event list, donation goal, the chat box, which allows you to see people that Twitch that put the chat there. Maybe on this scene here, that what you're seeing, I would like to include a whole bunch of stuff here. So there is work to be done. I do have some work to do. This is, as I've said, I am new, and I've just incorporated a schedule that is on the bottom of the actual page. You can see the schedule, and I do plan on streaming at least every day. When I can't, I'll definitely let everybody know. Like this Thursday, I can't, but I do stream every day. I do try to stream every day. I've been doing it every day for about a month and a half, almost 2 months. There are some times where I won't be able to stream, but I've been streaming so long that even Nick came back. This is incredible. I said I was leaving like 5 times. Nick, since you've been gone, I got 2 new follows, which are awesome. Supreme Devil and Paul Bowerbank, which, by the way, Paul Bowerbank, you need to follow this guy. He is a hardcore Rubik's Cuber. You need to follow this guy. You need to follow this guy. Also, Supreme Devil was asking about donations. He's actually, or he or she is actually like, if you put donations, I'll donate to you. So I'm gonna try to see how I could set up donations, but I have to look into the actual donations themselves, the actual process. Powerbank, Paul wanted to look into super chat, and also I'm gonna add the hardware info. So the next time Supreme Devil, you'll see the chat, you'll see my page. I'll include a portion where I have all my hardware, the monitors that I'm using. Oh, okay, good. Now we've established that. All right. I didn't know Supreme Devil. So when he the next time, you'll be able to see the hardware that I have I ran a CPU update. I do plan on updating my hardware. My goal is to get either a GTX 1070 or a 1080 Ti if I could afford it. I want a gaming chair. I also want to get a blue Spark XL Pro with a PS1 arm, so I could get a better arm. The Blue Yeti is fine, but I do want a better microphone because I also have this as an interface. This is this Focusrite Scarlett 2i2. You see, you could get the XLR mics. You could power up here for phantom power here as well. You could also set up here a knob for speakers. So that's something that I want to use because I do love using the Scarlett. The Scarlett's awesome. I know that they released a Scarlett second version, and it took him 30 minutes to learn how to do the cubes. Awesome. Very, very awesome. Very, very awesome. Please follow this guy, guys. This guy is a supreme cuber. So, and he said he's going to be doing some PSVR. So I'd like to look into that too. I do want a PlayStation 4 because PlayStation 4 has enough exclusives that I could warrant the purchase. But I also need a device to stream the PlayStation 4. So I might be getting an Elgato HD 60s or the 4K card. Those are either one of those two. So, but if I get a PlayStation 4, I also have an Xbox, which I'm thinking about getting Monster Hunter World. Excuse me. But yes, that's my goal. Improving my hardware so I can improve my stream, so I could keep on doing this. I have a real job. I have a job that I do for 40 hours a week, and I still love coming to do this here every day. On a Sunday, I'm trying to keep myself from spending too much, but if I could improve the stream and make you guys happy and enjoy the stream, I would totally love that would make warm my heart very, very much. But I do actually have to do some real world things here, so I do have to go away. But I will be back in the next few hours. I will, if you guys are following me, I will post notifications. I'll also be updating some things on the stream as well too once I'm done, so that I can have it all ready when I come back. Also, if your Wi-Fi is good enough, you can to PS View on PC and connect them through internet for free. My Wi-Fi is good, but I don't think it's a vital. I would have to readjust the bit rate. I would prefer maybe to have it directly connected. I do want to also get a game router, like a NetDuma, to be able to prioritize packets for game consoles, to send them to the console. So that's something that I've been thinking about getting as well too. A lot of hardware, but I am doing my taxes just to get a bunch of that hardware. So I do hope I get a really good tax return, because I am going to be getting a whole bunch of that stuff. I may also want to get a new gaming chair. This is not a gaming chair. This is actually a hand-me-down. So that's all going to be worth it. So the next time I come back, you guys should see a new hardware tab in the stream. You'll also, I'll also update. I'll also try to see if I could work on the Discord server, because I want to have people to join the Discord server, but not be in charge of everything. So I want to learn how to use Discord a little bit more. So, but anyway, guys, I will be back. Give me a couple of hours. I'd say between, right now it's going to be 1:30 p.m. on my time. So it'll be either 4:30 or 5:30. Either one of those two times, I will be back. I do have to go do some things, so I do apologize. But I can't spend literally the whole day streaming today. But I will be back, and I'll be streaming a whole bunch more. So You guys are amazing. You're awesome. Thank you for the advice. And if you guys have anything else you guys like to post here, post it on the comments. 7:30 here, hoping to catch while I'm still up. I'll try. Hopefully I'll be up. I know tomorrow is Monday for you, so but anyway, I will do my very, very best to improve the streams, and I will be back later for some Final Fantasy 12, the Zodiac Age. You'll be watching me doing a little bit of grinding, but we've got some characters almost up to level 30, and at 6:30 where I am. Before I go, can I ask where you are? You don't have to tell me exactly where you live. I'm not asking for your address. No, of course not. Wink, wink. No. I mean, like, I'll keep an eye on your channel so I'll know where you go live later. Yeah, I will post on the Twitch chat, but if you guys want to, on the same Twitch page, follow me on Twitter and also follow me on the Facebook page so you'll know when I'll come on live as well too. Because when I post on what I usually do is I'll show you. I go here into the Twitch app, and then I post an update up here, and then it'll show up on the feed at the bottom. So definitely catch that. Middleborough in England. Awesome. Thank you for joining me. I really appreciate the follow, and I hope man, I've been to England once, but that's a story for later. So if I'm there, I'll definitely retell my tale, because that was a school trip. So anyway, guys, I will definitely see you guys later. Thank you again for joining. For sure, I'm leaving this time. Sorry, Nick. But thank you for the new follows, and please follow Paul Powerbank. He is a monstrous Rubik's Cuber, and he streams as well too. So give him a follow. Don't worry, I'll be back. Thank you so much for watching. Yes, Mr. Neck and Saturday Night are from Germany. I am originally from Puerto Rico, but I'm in the States, the USA. I'm from Merca. But anyway, I'll be back soon, guys. I gotta give my voice a rest, and I do have to go take care of some stuff. So thank you, everybody, for everything. And I will be back later in a couple of hours. Keep an eye on those updates, and I'll be back soon, okay? Thank you so much, everybody. You guys have a great day. Peace out, guys.